Man, how are we feeling after this weekend? I could tell you all that I'm exhausted. I've been going at it since last Wednesday. Haven't had a single day off. Actually, let me correct myself. I've been going at it since last Monday. It's been a long week. How I still have a voice after this week, I don't know. What I do know is that this was a pretty damn good Monday Night Raw. The most important, the biggest Monday Night Raw of the entire year. We got NXT call-ups. We got roster shakeups. We got a Backlash pay-per-view in 3 weeks. And we got Roman Reigns as the new World Heavyweight Champion. Some people like it, some people don't. We're going to talk about that tonight. Ladies and gentlemen, you all this weekend made it one of the most lucrative, one of the most viewed WrestleMania weekends that I've ever done. And I just want to say thank you. And tonight we celebrate in the OTS venue. And when I walk through those doors on that Monday night, this Monday night, normally what I'm going to say is, what the fuck are you guys drinking? Tonight I just want to simply say thank you. I'll see you guys over there. It also isn't about excuses. WWE has failed creatively. AEW has failed fundamentally. So why did Triple H lose the plot? Why did Tony Khan abandon everything that made AEW special? Because nobody is committed to the one thing that actually matters: long-term booking. What is going on, guys? Thank you so very much for joining us right here on Off the Script. This is your Monday Night Raw post show for your Raw after Mania, April 20th, 2026. I'm your host, JD, from New York, as always, coming to you live from the OTS venue inside my mother's basement. Thank you guys so very much for joining me on this Monday evening, wherever you may be. It's been a long weekend, man. I'm running on... I didn't really sleep much last night, man. I think I'm running on like 4 hours of sleep today. Ran into a problem because YouTube, man, of all days, they wanted to really fuck with me yesterday. You know that Ric Flair promo that I played during the Super Chats last night? Yeah, that's got to go away. I don't know if it was Ric Flair himself or somebody that works with Ric Flair, but, man, that shit got copywritten all over it, man. Holy shit. Got to stay up into the wee hours of the morning, man, and pluck that shit out of the live stream last night. So no more Ric Flair promo for the Super Chats, man. We'll just keep it to Daniel Bryan. We'll keep the yes chance. At least he won't sit there in the wee hours of the morning and label it copyright strike. So if you guys listen to the stream back and you see me reacting and there's nothing going on in the background and you don't hear any sounds in the background, that's the reason why. 4 hours of sleep. But I will say, man, I got to give everybody a round of applause here tonight, here in the community. The Saturday night WrestleMania 42 Night 1 post-show officially crossed 100,000 views. It's crazy. We didn't do that for either night last year. You guys killed it for this Saturday. It's crazy. Last night's review is nearing 80,000. For some reason, night 2 is always less than night 1. I don't know. I don't really know. The only time night 2 was more than night 1 is when Cody won the championship at WrestleMania 40. And we got that big epic ending. But it was night 1 more than night 2 last year, and then night 1 more than night 2 this year. I don't know. Maybe night 1 sucks so badly that people don't give a shit about night 2. Even though night 2 probably had the best WWE match of the entire year. We come out of WrestleMania, we go into Monday night. Monday Night Raw after WrestleMania is the biggest Monday Night Raw of the entire year. It's the most anticipated show on Monday night out of the entire year. We all anticipate what the creative team is going to do. Will there be call-ups from NXT? If so, who? We usually get a couple of banger matches, a couple of showcase matches, getting people familiarized with their new home, and new directions for storylines. Where WrestleMania usually should be one chapter closing, and then Monday Night Raw after Mania is a new chapter beginning. I want to start off tonight by saying that I had very low expectations coming into tonight's Raw after Mania. The last couple of years have been slightly subpar. I didn't really care too much for last year's outside of, I think, Io Sky wrestled Stephanie Vaquer. And then we got the Bron Breakker turn on Seth Rollins. Actually, no, not the turn. Bron Breakker joining Seth Rollins. And the Vision in the beginning stages of forming as a faction. Those are the only two things I really remember coming out of last year's Raw after Mania. Outside that, I don't really much or care for much or remember much. People were jumping on my back saying, oh, well, last year's was a great show, JD. Oh, well, I didn't really remember much outside of those two instances. So pardon me. It's been a very long year. I thought tonight's show was better than last year. I thought tonight's show was a little bit more focused. I thought tonight's show focused a little bit more on where we are going with the youth in the WWE. The WWE clearly backing some new faces, some youthful faces. I thought we had a very good tag team match with the ladies tonight. We had Rhea Ripley and Io Sky versus the Kabuki Warriors, and that obviously is going to continue Io Sky and Asuka, which is now rumored for Backlash. We had a very good Finn Balor and JD McDonagh match. We had a very good Liv Morgan and Sol Ruca match. And we got Ethan Page going one-on-one with Jiovon Evans. And then we got the big angle that played out at the end of the show. Now, the surprise of Bron Breakker joining Seth Rollins last year, that was pretty fucking great. This year, it was Roman Reigns. He is the new World Heavyweight Champion. And he obviously was going to be the last figure you see on your televisions tonight on Monday night. There was a rumor going around today, a news story going around that the plans for Roman Reigns heading into the spring and summer months, which I have to tell you, I was a little skeptical of before he won the World Heavyweight Championship against CM Punk at WrestleMania. The rumor is that plans are in place for Roman versus Gunther and Roman versus Oba Femi. That's the long-term play so far for Roman Reigns as the World Heavyweight Champion. We clearly have to build up to those. But those are two mega matches for WWE on tap. Two matches that I can't wait to see play out. WWE sent Roman Reigns out there, his OG tribal chief theme and all, and he's backed once again by the Usos. Jey Uso, Jimmy Uso, asked to go out there by Roman Reigns, and they follow him just like they did for 4 straight years. Roman's in the ring tonight. And he wants what he had. He wants his family back. He said separated, they were no good. But together, they are a force. It took no time at all for Jey Uso and Jimmy Uso to fall in line. They couldn't wait to back Roman Reigns. Which, by the way, I have to throw this out there. Roman has yet to apologize to both Jimmy and Jey Uso. Now, I don't know if that's going to be a piece to this story that eventually comes to light again. But Roman never apologized. Roman asked his cousins to back him. And I have to wonder if that's going to be an aspect that they once again play out in the story. Because Roman is going right back to doing what he did for 4 straight years, using his cousins. One has to wonder that they're a little smarter now in 2026 to Roman's manipulation. We'll see. Roman wanted to talk about the future. Roman wanted to talk about the World Heavyweight Championship. He said mostly he wants to talk about family. Roman said on the WrestleMania Night 2 post-show with Joe Tessitore, Corey Graves, and Big E that he is back full-time. Let's put this part-time narrative to rest. That we're going to be seeing him a lot this spring and summer. A lot this year, hopefully, if he's the World Heavyweight Champion, because I don't know if the fan base can go through another part-time World Heavyweight Champion. All that does is cripple a brand. And we don't need that to happen again. It would really start to feel the same if Roman went away for half the fucking reign and left all of the story to be told with Jimmy and Jey Uso. We don't need that at all. Jacob Fatu came out. I thought, being that we only saw Gunther legitimately for about 90 seconds, and that it was right before the main event segment, I thought Gunther was going to come out and stake claim to the World Heavyweight Championship. I'm glad WWE didn't rush into that. Instead, Jacob Fatu walked out and confronted Roman Reigns all by himself. Jacob Fatu, by the way, is a SmackDown superstar. Jacob Fatu's been feuding with Drew McIntyre on Friday night. Beat Drew McIntyre in a unsanctioned match. during night one of WrestleMania. He's out there all by himself. He basically says, I'm not out here to acknowledge you. I want the World Heavyweight Championship. Roman knew why he was out there. It was either one of two things. Either A, you're going to acknowledge me because the family's back, or B, you want what's over my shoulder. Jacob Fatu says, I don't want what's over your shoulder. I need what's over your shoulder. And he went on to explain why. The most important question in anything, as far as telling a story, why? Why are you here? Why do you want a certain something? In this case, the World Heavyweight Championship. I have kids to feed. I want the Rolexes. I want the extra cars. I want a bigger house. I want my family to be taken care of like your family is taken care of. He wants a new life, a better life for his family, which is great. It's a great story because it's a believable story because Jacob Fatu certainly wants all those things coming from his past and how dark his past was. He's now in WWE and he's found a new lease on life. And this is a believable story. That's a great why to why you want the World Heavyweight Championship, because with the World Heavyweight Championship, not only comes responsibility, but comes a lot of money, fame, fortune, the top of the card. I love that answer that Jacob Fatu gave to Roman Reigns. He says, at Backlash, I'm coming for everything that you have. Roman Reigns didn't immediately give him an answer. Roman Reigns doesn't want to fight Jacob Fatu because Jacob Fatu is family. But if he has to fight him, he will. And when Roman Reigns wins, Roman ended the promo saying, you will acknowledge me. Now, I don't know what that part means. That part's the scariest part of all. That part signifies to me that WWE Creative is basically running the Bloodline storyline all over again, but without Solo Sikoa and instead with Jacob Fatu. My main question is, how does WWE make this Bloodline storyline now that Roman is the World Heavyweight Champion on Monday night, not the WWE Champion on Friday night? How do we make this Bloodline chapter a lot different than the last Bloodline chapter that we saw with all these familiar characters? I know it's a little scary as a fan to see the same thing play out over and over and over again with the same cast of characters over and over and over again. But I think everybody knows how important Roman Reigns is to the overall health of this show. Roman Reigns, in some circles, some people moaned and groaned when he won the World Heavyweight Championship from CM Punk on Sunday night. I said verbatim, and I said this for weeks, I want CM Punk to win. I'm a CM Punk guy. I don't want to see another part-time champion. I don't want to go back to that day where he was there some weeks and off most weeks. But then I start to think, CM Punk's really done everything with the World Heavyweight Championship on Monday night. There's no real fresh opponents for him on Monday night unless they shuffle the rosters between Raw and SmackDown. And we know there's not going to be a draft. And when WWE wants to do a light shakeup or open a transfer window, there really isn't much that they do anyway as far as change. They don't really shuffle major players around because at the end of the day, it's all a political move. Netflix wants who they want and USA Network wants who they want. I said if Roman Reigns can add dates to his schedule, which the rumor was Roman Reigns has a contract coming up, and I'm sure they got him to sit down and they signed him to a new deal because he's not going anywhere. More money, more dates. We'll give you more money. We want to give you more money. We got all the money in the world to give you. We're just going to need a little bit more commitment from you. That's exactly what happened. And I said, if Punk is going to win this, what's next? If Punk doesn't win and they do give the title back to Roman, Roman's going to need to add some extra dates to that contract. And that's exactly what they did. So you may be looking at it in a way where you're a Punk fan and you don't want to see Roman Reigns as the champion. I'm looking at it as Roman Reigns is the World Heavyweight Champion, and he's going to be a champion that's going to be present on the show. I don't mind that. I don't mind that at all, and neither should you. Roman Reigns is the most important figure in the entire company. Whether you like it or not. And you can clip me, and maybe I'll earn some brownie points with the fucking Roman stands out there. When Roman Reigns is there every week, and Roman Reigns is the top guy with the top championship on the top brand, everything just feels important. Everything feels like you gotta watch it. Everything feels bigger. And here's the most important part. And this is what I don't think people really realize and don't give Roman enough credit for. When the family is on television in a story, because let's be honest, they're the most intriguing characters on the show. I wish WWE would put a lot more effort into the other characters on the show to make everybody feel a little bit more equal. But the Anoa'i family is the most important family in the entire company, in the entire business. They are the most important figures on the show. They are the characters on the show that are fleshed out more than anybody. You, me, and everybody else know them upside down, inside out, left and right. They've been given time to develop. You know who they are. You know their backstories. You know what's next and what's not next and what they should do and what they shouldn't do. When Roman Reigns is on television, the stories actually matter. And now you're including somebody in Jacob Fatu, who's one of the best athletes and professional wrestlers in the fucking world, and you're putting him in the ring with Roman Reigns. Sure, it gives off that family bloodline dynamic and that similar feeling that we've seen for 4 straight years, 1,316 days to be exact. But when Roman Reigns is on TV doing business with his family, it is very difficult to find another story in any company, period, that is more important than what Roman Reigns is doing with his family. If by hook or crook, WWE can give us an interesting story here with Jacob Fatu and let it play out over several months, why would we complain? Roman Reigns is the World Heavyweight Champion and giving us story. That's the most important thing, and that's the only thing that should matter. You put Jacob Fatu in the ring with Roman Reigns, I don't know why anybody's going to complain about anything. Roman's one of the best big match wrestlers in the entire world. You put him in the ring with Jacob Fatu, you got the makings of a match of the year candidate on any fucking planet, in any promotion, on any show in the world. Just like he did with CM Punk. Old man CM Punk, mind you, at 48 years old, who delivered the best match of the fucking year last night. Tell me when I'm telling any sort of lies at this point in time. Spoiler. You can't. You can't. I don't know how they make it different. I don't. But I love that they got the match out there. I love that they teased the match for Backlash. I love that they used Jacob's dark history as a reason why he needs the World Heavyweight Championship. Because when you play off somebody's real life history, there's nothing greater as far as an emotional investment from fan to show, fan to performer, to build a match. For all we know, the Usos turn on Roman Reigns. For all we know, the Usos don't back Roman Reigns. And they end up backing Jacob Fatu. For all we know, Jacob Fatu knows he's in a 3-on-1 situation. Who's to say that Jacob Fatu doesn't get some backup of his own? Now, I know I'm not really interested in anything going on with the MFT. But there have been teases of Tama Tonga leaving the group. Does he join Jacob Fatu? Does WWE have the balls? Do they go out there and actually sign Zilla Fatu? I don't give a shit how long he's been on the indies. 3 years, 3.5 years. The fucking guy's ready for the main stage. And if he's not ready for the main stage, it's going to be about 12 more months before he is. That's somebody that, in my opinion, you cannot contain for too long. And being that I've seen him up close many times now for a Crown Jewel Championship reign on House of Glory television for 590 days, I'd say that Zilla Fatu is more than fucking ready for the main stage. Who's to say WWE doesn't include other members of the family? It's the only way you're going to make it different. I don't think this is something that needs to linger too long. This is something that can certainly carry us through the spring and summer months. Everybody's got this hope and this dream that we get Gunther and Roman Reigns and Gunther and Oba Femi. You can't build these matches up for such a small window. There's got to be layers. There's got to be a plan. There's got to be just intent. What does that match do, and how do we get what happens there to the next phase of our plan? The next phase of our plan. You know, a lot of these head bookers, they usually go out there and they give you a glimpse of how they think. I just saw The Undertaker with the last AAA show. He was interviewed about his creative process because everybody is loving what The Undertaker, Mark Calloway, is doing on AAA. He gave you the Paul Heyman answer. Paul Heyman mentioned something about how he does things creatively. I never forgot it when Paul Heyman spoke about it. The way we should be doing creative is we put on the bullet board or the bulletin board, where do we want to be at the end of all this? Staring you right in the face. What is the end goal? Lay it out. What is it? And you book backwards. This is where we want to be. How the fuck do we get there? Do you know what that is in this moment? Do you know what that is? And with who in this moment? Oba Femi. That's the match. Whether it's at SummerSlam or whether it's at WrestleMania next year, that's the match. That's the end goal. So if you're going to give me something with the family, and you're going to give me something with Roman Reigns and Jacob Fatu, then you got to let it play out and let it marinate and let it tell a great story before we move on to the next phase, which would be Gunther. Because I don't think Roman Reigns is holding the World Heavyweight Championship for a fucking 3, 4, 5, 6 month reign. Roman Reigns is holding the championship for a very long time. If that man is on television and that man's been requested by Netflix to be the guy on their A show, he ain't losing that championship. That's the end goal. Oba Femi. So if Roman and Fatu eat up a good chunk of months on television, then we transition to Gunther. The end goal is Oba Femi. Oba wins the Rumble. Oba goes to Saudi. Oba beats Roman. Oba's the new World Heavyweight Champion. I don't know what else there is. Or someone in the chat, Oba wins King of the Ring and we do it at SummerSlam. I don't think that's going to be the direction for SummerSlam. I am leaning towards Rollins and Reigns at SummerSlam. That's what I'm going with. But there's no reason to complain about Roman Reigns being the World Heavyweight Champion. There's no reason to complain about WWE going back to the well once again with the family and the Bloodline. When the Bloodline is on television and the Bloodline is squared, focused, and ready to tell a story, I'd love for you to find me another story on the fucking television show between Monday and Friday night, or a story on Wednesday night, which seemingly looks to be non-existent. I'd love for you to find me another story that actually matters. Only this time we're getting Jacob Fatu and Roman Reigns out of it. They have 3 weeks coming out of WrestleMania. What did you want them to do with Roman Reigns? Leave him off the fucking show? He's actually from Tampa. He lives in Tampa. 3-week feud with Jacob Fatu. I certainly ain't going to complain about it. I like that direction. Also on this show, we had CM Punk. CM Punk made a couple of mentions, and I don't want to get into it now. We'll talk about it when we go over the promo. CM Punk laid some Easter eggs. He laid some clues down for us about where he may be going. He knows he's got an uphill battle now. What he does in the meantime, between now and SummerSlam, I don't know. I don't know. But WWE sent Cody Rhodes out there with black eye and all. And Cody and CM Punk had yet another promo. CM Punk and Cody Rhodes is on tap. When, where, I don't know. The only place to do that is at WrestleMania. In fact, if WrestleMania is in Saudi, I don't even think they should be getting that. I think we do it at SummerSlam. Cody Rhodes and CM Punk is one of the biggest matches still left for WWE on tap. It may be the biggest. Some people may disagree. Some people may think Roman Reigns and Oba Femi is the biggest match. Or Roman Reigns and Gunther is the biggest match. Some of you may be thinking that Roman Reigns and Jacob Fatu is the biggest match. Funny enough, Roman Reigns is all in those discussions. Gee, I wonder why he's the World Heavyweight Champion. CM Punk and Cody Rhodes is my personal biggest match still left to do. It was going to be the main event of night 2 this year. But injuries happened. He did leave some tidbits about where he could potentially go. And if Cody Rhodes and Roman Reigns are still the World Heavyweight Champion, WWE Champion, it's going to be an interesting story to see play out when CM Punk is carrying a certain briefcase with him, teasing a cash-in on Roman, or teasing a cash-in on Cody, because you never know when that opportunity for a world championship is going to fall from the sky. We're going to talk about the rest of this Monday Night Raw, where we saw the debuts of Ethan Page. We saw the debut of Sol Ruca. And we got confirmation that Joe Hnedry is also Raw bound from NXT. My only question is, what exactly are we doing to bolster Friday Night SmackDown? Because by the looks of it, we got a lot of things going on Monday night, and I don't see a fucking thing or hear a fucking peep about what's happening on Friday night. We better get some fucking top-tier talent on Friday night, because out of all the weekly television shows, that show needs the most help. We're going to talk about it. This is your Monday Night Raw post-show, Raw after Mania, right here on Off the Script. It is your Monday, April 20th, 2026. Again, I want to thank you guys for all of the support, man. You guys killed it this weekend. 100,000 views on night 1, roughly about 80,000 views on night 2. And that's not even in the 24-hour period yet. We still got another whole 24 hours to go before YouTube starts to suppress the videos. So, thank you guys. I mean, you fucking killed it last night, man. I could have been up for another hour just reading Super Chats. You guys were just over the top with the support, man. Unbelievable. The work doesn't stop, though, man. Tonight, we're live. We got 4,000 people in here. Tomorrow morning, I'll be live on the Behind the Turnbuckle channel. That's Jonathan Coachman's channel. We got a lot to talk about with the 2 count. Episode 6 with Jonathan Coachman. Going on 2 months now, a month and a half. With our new show, The 2 Count. Should be great. We got a lot to talk about, a lot to dive into as far as WrestleMania is concerned. There's going to be a big WrestleMania episode. Same thing with Tuesday Night Titans. 8:30 tomorrow night, Tuesday night. Silent Monster and I will talk all WrestleMania. It's going to be a loaded show. So buckle yourselves in and make sure those beverages are on ice. It's going to be a great show tomorrow night. Follow me on social media at JD from NY206, Twitter, Instagram, TikTok, and Cameo. Hit that subscribe button down below. Turn on the bell for all notifications. Super chats are open. Get them on in. We're going to hang out at the end of the show. As always, hit that thumbs up. We got 871 likes. We're going to set the goal tonight at 1,300 likes. So if you guys are in the chat, have not hit the thumbs up, please go and do that for me. It is free, and it helps me out tremendously. Also, if you guys want to leave a comment down below, that also helps us out. We got some new merchandise. Link is pinned in the live stream chat, and link is down in the description. We got our new storefront and new merchandise on Fourth Wall. Available now, the new, unapologetically authentic, off-the-script design. Make sure you guys go and get yours today. We also have women's tees. We have hoodies. We have Tuesday Night Titans merch. We have coasters. We have coffee mugs. And more to come. There is new merchandise in the works for both Off the Script and Tuesday Night Titans. And yes, there will be, at some point this spring and summer, there will be a boring shirt and possibly, and oh my goodness, we'll see what happens. Go and get yours today. Fourth Wall, new storefront, new merchandise. I would love if you go out and support Off the Script. And tonight we're sponsored by Blue Chew, BlueChew.com. Make sure you guys use that code JD at checkout. You buy 2 months of Blue Chew Gold. You get the third month for free by using that promo code JD. I want to thank them, as always, for sponsoring the podcast right here on Off the Script. I love coffee too. I just bought a new coffee. Did you guys realize that NBA basketball player Jimmy Butler has a coffee partnership? Big Face Coffee. I just got a bag of Big Face Coffee today. I brewed myself a couple of shots. Excellent stuff, man. Blackberry, a little honeysuckle. Excellent stuff. Dialed my espresso in. Really good stuff. Go check it out, man. Jimmy Butler's Big Face. I'm a big Fellow guy. If you guys know your coffee brands and your coffee equipment, I love Fellow. They're based out of San Francisco. They are actually in partnership with Big Face Coffee, and I got a bag through their subscription service, and it's really good stuff. So go check that out. Little free plug, cheap plug there for you coffee enthusiasts, whoever you are listening to me. Let's start things off here with the top. Monday night starts off with a backstage promo airing with Asuka and Kairi Sane. They say the usual shit about Io Sky choosing her fake family over her real one. Asuka asks what it got her since Rhea Ripley is the new women's champion and Io has nothing. We start things off, though, with Oba Femi. Oba Femi made his way out to the ring. We talked about Oba Femi a lot last night. We talked about a lot about what happened with Brock Lesnar. I posted some clips on Instagram and I posted some clips on TikTok today in regards to Oba Femi and Brock Lesnar and what Brock Lesnar's retirement meant at the end of his match with Oba to open WrestleMania 42 Night 2 on ESPN. Before I get into all that, because I want to reiterate what I said yesterday, the fact that WWE opened the show with Oba Femi says all that you really need to know about what WWE thinks of Oba Femi. The rocket is strapped. WWE is going to send him off into outer space. How far? That is up to them. When? That is up to them. But the rocket is already strapped. It has been since he showed up on the main roster. Now WWE is just primed and ready to push the button whenever they want. He came on out tonight. He looked the part. He looked very Cody Rhodes-esque. Very dapper, did Oba Femi look. He comes on out. He does his strut. Vegas is strutting along with him. Las Vegas is barking along with Oba's theme. They give him a monumental Oba Femi chant. He lifts the microphone up to his mouth and said, "The ruler has arrived." This is basically Roman's, "This is my yard now." After he beat The Undertaker at WrestleMania. The only difference is Roman was booed out of the building and Oba was heralded as the next coming of the WWE face of the company. Man, I still remember that Roman Reigns Monday Night Raw where he beat The Undertaker and everybody. Bro, you go back and watch that, man. It is like fucking laugh out loud funny. They were chanting legitimately everything that they had at him. They chanted, "Shut the fuck up." They chanted, "Go away, go away." Every time he lifted the microphone to his mouth, the boos got louder. What a fucking moment that was, man. That's one of my favorite Monday Night Raw moments of all time. He said nothing. "This is my yard now." That's what this reminded me of. The ruler has arrived. And then the lights go out. He drops the microphone. The lights go out. Spotlight's in the center of the ring. He does his thing. You see nothing but his shadowy silhouette. You see the microphone laying right there in the white spotlight center of the ring. What a fucking visual that was. What a great fucking visual. That's all he needed to say. And I saw people. I saw people online. I saw people in my mentions because I mentioned all this on social media as soon as the promo was ended. "Oh, this sucked. Oh, this was as uncreative as they come. I expected a lot more. Such a low effort promo. There's no creativity," and all these other excuses. This is why I do what I do. And this is why you operate from a faceless, nameless bunch of numbers account on X. What more needs to be said? What does Oba Femi need to do? What does Oba Femi need to say? Do you know what he said? The ruler has arrived. Why do you expect him to say anything more than that? Actions speak louder than anything that Oba Femi could say. He cut the promo that you wanted him to cut tonight the week before. The promo the week before led into him beating Brock Lesnar at WrestleMania on Sunday night. What else did he need to say? His actions spoke louder than anything he could possibly articulate into that microphone. He beat Brock Lesnar. Brock Lesnar retired after he lost to Oba Femi. What else does the man need to tell you? Or did you miss the first 15 minutes of WrestleMania last night? There's nothing that needs to be said. I wouldn't be surprised at all if there was a thought in the creative team's mind about that Roman Reigns promo when he beat The Undertaker and he said, "This is my yard now." I wouldn't be shocked if it was seeds planted because they know they're going to go Roman and Oba at some point this year within the next 12 months. For all we know, WWE is planting the seeds based on the way that they had Oba Femi cut this promo tonight. No, but it's uncreative. Oh, but it's not what I expected, so I got to shit all over it. Trust me, I know what that is. And because I didn't get what I want, I've come on here many a time complaining that I didn't get what I wanted because it didn't go the way that I thought it would go. This is not something to complain about. This is not one of those instances. Let this one breathe. Oba's the first thing you saw on this show on the Raw after a 2-night WrestleMania. This is the biggest Raw of the year. If you are a fan of Oba Femi, sit with that. That spot could have went to anybody. It could have went to Punk. It could have went to Cody. It could have went to Roman. They gave it to Oba. What does that tell you? Rhea Ripley and Io Sky. Tag team match here against the Kabuki Warriors. This went 12 minutes. I still don't understand, after all that we got last night on night 2, why we couldn't get Io and Asuka on night 2. We got a Danhausen John Cena segment that went longer than both Women's World Championship matches combined. It's kind of ridiculous. Rhea Ripley got a big reaction, as she usually does. It's nice to see them teaming here. This, in fact, would be the last time for a little bit we see them teaming. They are set to go their separate ways. Asuka distracted the referee here so Kyrie could attack Rhea Ripley. Rhea Ripley ends up knocking Kyrie off the apron without any problem whatsoever. Asuka continues to use the distraction to kick Ripley and knock her out of the ring. Sane followed by going to the top rope and delivered a beautiful, insane elbow to Rhea Ripley on the outside ahead of a commercial break right in front of the commentary team. Excellent spot. So we got a commercial break. We come back from the break. Rhea Ripley is trying to make a tag to Io Sky. Io eventually makes the hot tag. She's in there with Asuka, and she throws these terrible, and I mean terrible looking palm strikes, these uppercut palm strikes. I don't know what they are and when she started incorporating these things into her offensive moveset, but these things look terrible. I would hope that she removes that and just does something completely different. So she hits Asuka with these strikes, eventually goes up top and takes both Kabuki Warriors out with a double missile dropkick. She does her pose and her taunt in the middle of the ring. Running Meteoras to both Kyrie and Asuka, pillar to post. Ripley comes on in, gets a tag, gives Asuka the razor's edge. Io follow with a missile dropkick on Asuka. She goes for a cover, does Rhea Ripley, and she gets a 2 count. Kairi Sane did fly in to break up the cover, and I'm wondering if she was a little bit late and Asuka had to kick out because of Kairi being late. Asuka and Kairi double-teamed Rhea Ripley. Io broke up a cover. Io hit Asuka with a suicide dive. Jesus fucking Christ. Peter Rosenberg complained a couple of weeks ago about Io diving on top of her head and landing on her head and neck off of a suicide dive that went wrong a couple weeks ago on Monday night, a couple weeks before WrestleMania. I believe it was against Raquel Rodriguez. She legitimately did the same thing again here tonight. Suicide dive, and she lands on her head again. Looks scary. Sooner or later, something's going to go wrong. Sooner or later, something is going to go wrong. The more you tease fate is going to come back and say, you know what, man, I gave you 1 chance, 2 times, 3 times, man. How many times you think you're going to evade me? She's playing with fucking fire. She's got to stop. Give it a rest for a little bit. Ripley headbutted Kyrie. Rhea Ripley gave Kyrie a riptide, followed by Io's over the moonsault, and that was enough for the win. Asuka was yelling at Kairi Sane on the outside in Japanese. We don't know what she was yelling at Kairi. That was the last we saw of both of them. I'm assuming going into Backlash, we're going to get the story between Io, Asuka, and Kairi playing out. I'm assuming that Asuka and Kairi are going to be taking on Io in some form or fashion, with Asuka going one-on-one with Io at Backlash. Maybe Kairi and her friendship hangs in the balance. Maybe it's going to be one of those situations where she has to choose Asuka or Io. Maybe Kairi is a special guest referee. I don't know. But if that match ends up on the Backlash card, we could be looking at one of the best women's matches all year between Io and Asuka. Adam Pearce, he was backstage with Penta and still the Intercontinental Champion. He congratulated Penta on his win at WrestleMania. Ladder match was fantastic. 15 minutes of unadulterated chaos. Jiovon Evans walked up to Penta and congratulated him and says, "You were the better man last night. You did your thing." But he said he's going to be champion someday and he's not going anywhere. All of a sudden, all ego, Ethan Page showed up. Penta walked away, and Ethan Page walked on in. Adam Pearce then confirms that Ethan Page is the newest member of the Monday Night Raw roster. Ethan Page asked Evans if he heard it right, that he wants another shot at the Intercontinental Championship. He says when he does decide to win the IC title, he won't need 2 tries. Adam Pearce is in the middle of this, and they're both arguing back and forth, and eventually makes a match between Jiovon Evans and Ethan Page tonight for Monday Night Raw. Now, they got a lot of history on NXT, and they had a little feud going back and forth, a couple of PLE matches, and now we're getting a rekindling of that feud here on the main roster. Ethan Page is a great addition to Monday Night. Great addition. And the fact that he's already going after the Intercontinental Championship, or at least making his desires known about going after the Intercontinental Championship, that is a great move. Which I'll touch upon a little bit later when we actually talk about their match. The Intercontinental Championship title picture is fucking strong. And I hope WWE realizes what they have on Monday night. And they're not even at full strength yet. That's the great thing. They showed Royce Keys in the crowd. Michael Cole noted that Royce Keys won the Andre the Giant Memorial Battle Royal. Chad, has anybody won the Andre the Giant Memorial Battle Royal and immediately found success? It's almost like the Andre the Giant Memorial Battle Royal works in reverse. It's like it curses you for a year, and then WWE realizes that, oh yeah, we got to crown a new Andre the Giant Memorial Battle Royal winner. Let's take last year's winner and start building him up strong. Royce Keys got a very mild reaction in Las Vegas. And to be fair, this crowd was a very mild crowd all night. I think partying all weekend for WrestleMania weekend took a lot of their energy out of them. CM Punk. WWE has CM Punk make his way through the arena, through the backstage. He gets out to the stage. He walks out. It's all dark. Cameras following him through Gorilla, through the curtain, and the camera still aiming at his back. WWE did this last night. New way to shoot CM Punk's entrance. Now, I don't know if this is going to be the norm for CM Punk's entrance. I don't know if this is something that he requested they do now to kind of freshen up his presentation. Or maybe it was just tonight for the context of the promo, where he was talking about all of his beloved friends that he lost throughout the year. I don't know if it was like a moment of silence for them before they hit the music. I don't know. But it looks like WWE might have tweaked CM Punk's entrance a little bit, where the camera follows him through Gorilla, is still with him, aiming at his back, and then he kneels down on one knee, he looks at his wrist, he says it's clobbering, and then the crowd finishes off by saying clobbering time. Then the music plays, and everybody sings Cult of Personality. He makes it to the ring. He looked very down. He looked a little sad, did CM Punk. He says he's been going through a lot. Noting he found out during a tour of Japan last fall that his friend and MMA trainer Duke Rufus didn't wake up that morning. He said the next month, his beloved Larry crossed the Rainbow Bridge. He said it seemed every few weeks people in the WWE family passed away. He mentioned several names that were on his jacket last night. Jim Shank, amongst others. He mentioned several names and touted those who make this place a well-oiled machine. He said they are the real heroes. He says he wanted to show them respect, which is why he wore them on his jacket last night. He said the WWE title that he lost last night doesn't sting as much as the aforementioned losses. But the people cathartically helped him heal and get through the losses. He said being champion gave him a reason to not just slow down and reduce myself to a puddle of tears, even though I wanted to. He thanked the fans for helping him process so much grief. He says they helped him get through all of these losses, and he thinks that will apply through getting through his loss of the World Heavyweight Championship last night at WrestleMania. I like the correlation he made with the promos, or with this promo and the two situations. A lot of personal loss and then loss at WrestleMania. He says he survived Gunther, and then he got cashed in on by Seth Rollins, and there was a part of him that felt like being the world champion at 46 years old for 3 minutes wasn't too bad. He says it was a cherry on top of one hell of a Sunday. He says from there, he could have eaten donuts and hung out with his hot wife, but instead he stayed ready. He said he poured his heart and soul into WWE to entertain the fans because he stayed ready. An opportunity arose after Seth Rollins got hurt. If he hadn't stayed ready, they'd be eating and talking to Jey Uso right now instead of him. People booed. I don't think they booed Jey Uso. I think they booed the thought of Jey Uso being the World Heavyweight Champion. Because let's be honest, I don't think anybody wants to see Jey Uso as the World Heavyweight Champion over a CM Punk. He then told the booing fans that he likes to yeet and they should like Jey, so get with the program. CM Punk says he has a pep in his step because he's still the best. And I'm glad he actually said this part, because he should have every fucking reason to gloat, man. You do good and you do fucking something that people didn't expect you to do, man. You should shout that motherfucker from the mountaintop. How many people wrote CM Punk off? Oh, he's old. Oh, he's a shell of his former self. We don't need him here in AEW. Sure thing. He says he wrestled under the brightest lights on the biggest stage and proved it. I gave everything I had. It just wasn't my night. He says he won't cry about it or sulk, and he's not even going on vacation. He says he'd rather stay ready because you never know when a championship opportunity is going to fall out of the sky. He went on to say that he's still the best in the world. That WrestleMania match was one of the best WrestleMania main events in WrestleMania history. And if you don't think so, you clearly watched the wrong match. It's the best WWE match all year. It's the best CM Punk match all year, and it's the best CM Punk match in his entire title reign since he won it on November 1st. Cody Rhodes' music played. And I audibly let out a, oh shit. Here we go. Cody walked on out. He didn't even come out and do his whoa. He didn't come out and do his fireworks. He let the fireworks go off. He was limping. This guy got such a black eye. It's darker than fucking Gotham. He had a fucking black. It was black on top of black on top of black. That's how bad his black eye was. Randy fucking punted him in the motherfucking face. That must have connected way too bad. Oh, my goodness. He carried the WWE Championship. He's limping. Fans are singing the song for him. They let two choruses of his song play. He enters the ring. He asks for a microphone. Punk leaned in comically and looked at his eye. CM Punk asked Cody if he screwed up. Did he go over his time? I can leave. I was just about to leave, says Punk. Cody told him, no, this is your ring. This is your show. Don't leave. Cody says it's Raw. And he might be incorrect in his assumption, but he was watching backstage like all of his other peers and said he was expecting CM Punk to freak out or crash out. Cody thought he was going to freak out or crash out. CM Punk says, you thought I was going to freak out or crash out. And Cody says, if you're asking me if I thought you were going to do either one of those things, the answer is yes. I thought you would. So he says he's glad that Vegas gave him the flowers he deserved because you certainly do deserve them. Cody says he wasn't sure what he's supposed to do since he's the one who looks like a loser here, meaning that he's got this black eye, he's got this limp, he's all beat up. Punk then asked, wait a minute, are you saying I should be the one that looks like a loser? No. As the fans booed. It's cool. Stop it. We're friends. Punk said Cody isn't a loser, but he understands why he feels like that. He said on Saturday he beat a legend, a first ballot Hall of Famer. Not only that, he beat a friend. He beat a mentor. Whereas I fought someone I hate. He says to beat a friend, he's a winner. In a word, I'm the one that lost, and I'm a loser. It's okay. He said Cody feels that way because, and this is something that he said before to Cody Rhodes, heavy is the head that wears the crown. That is now the second time in a couple of WrestleMania seasons he told Cody those exact words. He says he's feeling free as a bird since last night, being that last night wasn't his night. He told Cody to keep being champion, and he says he's going to keep staying ready because you never know when a championship opportunity is just going to fall out of the sky. He dropped the microphone. He left the ring. Cody says, hey, Punk, just say when. Now, the whole line about you never know when a championship opportunity is just going to fall out of the sky. I don't know exactly what CM Punk means. There's two things that could happen here. If WWE is scheduled to have a King of the Ring, CM Punk could win King of the Ring and challenge Cody Rhodes for the WWE Championship. To do that, he'd have to move over to Friday Night SmackDown. And I genuinely think, this is just me thinking out loud, with WWE moving who they moved over to Monday Night Raw tonight, I don't think that there is a need for CM Punk on Monday Night Raw anymore. He's done everything. He's feuded with Gunther. He's feuded with LA Knight. He's feuded with Jey Uso. He's feuded with Rollins. Feud with Bron Breakker doesn't work right now because CM Punk and Bron Breakker have nothing to do with each other. He's lost to Roman. CM Punk moving over to Friday Night SmackDown would be the wise move. SmackDown can certainly use CM Punk. Netflix got who they want in Roman Reigns. And WWE clearly made a lot of moves to make Monday Night Raw stronger. What is SmackDown getting? Jacob Fatu moved over to Monday Night Raw because he's challenging Roman Reigns at Backlash, or at least wants to. It certainly looks like it. It certainly feels like it. That CM Punk may be moving over to SmackDown. If CM Punk enters the King of the Ring, he wins King of the Ring. He challenges Cody Rhodes for the WWE Championship at SummerSlam. That could be a possibility. Does WWE run to that match already, or do they save it for WrestleMania? I don't know. The other thing that I was thinking about is the whole, you never know when a championship opportunity is going to fall out of the sky. SummerSlam takes place, I believe, August 1st and August 2nd in Minneapolis. Money in the Bank takes place in New Orleans. That's at the end of August. Was CM Punk alluding to possibly winning Money in the Bank? Because you never know when an opportunity for the World Heavyweight Championship is just going to fall out of the sky. That seems like it's a little too far away to predict. I don't know why he would be having his eyes set on winning Money in the Bank. I'm sure there will be other opportunities that arise before then. But it looks like WWE is now finally in the mindset to start building to Cody Rhodes and CM Punk. That is the biggest match that WWE has on tap, in my honest opinion. The biggest match that they have on tap currently that they could possibly give us. Now, Cody Rhodes would have to be the WWE champion for this to happen. Clearly, after WrestleMania Night 1, the direction is going to continue being Randy Orton and Cody Rhodes. They didn't end Saturday night with the punt kick and a black eye and Randy standing tall to not do that match at Backlash. I don't know what is going to happen if they continue that feud. You would think that Randy Orton wins number 15. Up until a couple weeks before WrestleMania, the plan was for Randy to win number 15. I said this on Saturday night. I don't think WWE wanted Cody Rhodes losing back-to-back WrestleManias in Las Vegas with celebrity involvement. So they changed their mind and gave Cody Rhodes the win and made absolutely no sense of anything Pat McAfee related. They opted to maybe keep the title on Cody, go into Backlash, and win at WrestleMania, only to drop it in Tampa at Backlash. Then CM Punk can go on and do what he's got to do. Moves over to Friday night. Couple of fresh opponents. And we get CM Punk on Friday night to freshen things up. But CM Punk said that line twice. You never know when a championship opportunity is just going to fall out of the sky. We'll see what happens. I like this promo. Cody looks beat up. Supposedly he's not medically cleared. Hopefully he will be before Backlash. Ethan Page. He went one-on-one with Jiovon Evans. I think these guys are great, both of them. Jiovon Evans and Ethan Page. I wasn't a big Ethan Page fan when he got brought into NXT, and they immediately, and I mean immediately, made him the NXT champion. It felt very forced and very blatant. Hey, look at us. We got Ethan Page. He begged to leave AEW because he wanted more opportunities. He joins the Performance Center. Let's make him the NXT champion. I felt like it was just a blatant move. I felt like he wasn't really ready to lead a brand like that because he wasn't really given any fanfare before that. Now I look at Ethan Page a lot different than I did 2 years ago because he's put in the work. He's molded his character. He's worked on his character. He's been on TV establishing himself. We know how good he is. So yes, I am now a converted Ethan Page fan. Evans hits a big dive right ahead of a commercial break. Come back from the break. Evans is fighting back. He dumped Ethan outside the ring. He went after Page right around the announce desk. Rusev suddenly appears from behind the timekeeper's area. He took a swing at Jiovon Evans because they're playing up the fact that Jiovon Evans did the OG cutter from the steel post off the top rope to Rusev in that ladder match at WrestleMania on Sunday night. And Rusev is blaming Jiovon Evans for not winning the Intercontinental Championship, which I guess you could really blame him for not winning the Intercontinental Championship. So Evans ducked. He punched Rusev instead. Evans then leaps at Rusev, knocks him right straight into the barricade. Back in the ring, Evans went to the top rope. Page tripped him up and hit his twisted grin for the 1, 2, 3. Ethan Page wins his Monday Night Raw debut. He's officially on the Monday Night Raw roster. After the match is over, Rusev attacked Jiovon Evans and applied the accolade. Ethan Page is smiling as Rusev is dismantling Jiovon Evans. Ethan Page is smiling. Penta runs out to make the save. Page ended up tripping him off the top rope, and Rusev attacks Penta with a Machka kick. Ethan Page jumps to the aisleway and starts applauding Rusev. Rusev did not seem entertained by Ethan Page. Page backed off. Rusev ended up putting Penta in the accolade. He posed with the Intercontinental Championship. Look at the Intercontinental title picture. We got some solid competition for the Intercontinental title. Dominic Mysterio is going to be hanging around. We got Ethan Page, who's already joined the main roster on night 1, staking claim that he wants the IC title. Jiovon Evans now wants the IC title. Penta is your champion. We got Rey Mysterio. We got Dragon Lee. We got Rusev. We got Finn Balor. Throw JD McDonough in there. You know who's missing? Sheamus. The Intercontinental title picture, the mid-card on Monday night, is fucking stacked. There is absolutely no reason why WWE cannot make a competitive division weekly with fresh matches and just different matches every week, competitive matches every week for Penta's Intercontinental Championship. It sounds great. It sounds better than great. Hopefully they do. Hopefully they give us some great Intercontinental title competition. But Ethan Page beats Jiovon Evans. Jiovon Evans and Rusev look to be headed towards a feud. And Ethan Page wins his debut match on Monday night. Good stuff. Liv Morgan. She's the new WWE Women's World Heavyweight Champion. She makes her entrance. She comes out to Trouble, Trouble, Cherry Lips, and Bad Energy. Liv Morgan. I doubt Liv Morgan is bad energy. She made her way out to her new entrance theme. She's with Roxanne Perez, Raquel Rodriguez, JD McDonough, and Dirty Dominic Mysterio. She's in the ring. Fans are chanting, "You deserve it, you deserve it," as she's holding up the Women's World Heavyweight Championship. She said, "Las Vegas, that's the best thing, the smartest thing you said all day today." She told the Judgment Day that they have been her rock, and she wouldn't be here without any one of them. I don't know if you guys noticed, but the only one that did not applaud, the only one that did not show appreciation or thanks to Liv Morgan was one Roxanne Perez. She did not clap for Liv Morgan. Maybe a little sign of things to come. She said she also wanted to thank her WrestleMania opponent, Stephanie Vaquer. She says they beat the hell out of each other. She said she brought out a feeling in her that has not been seen in a very long time. She said she realized she is the most talented woman in WWE. She said it's her ring, her show, and her championship. And I just felt, I didn't know who was coming out at this point. I just felt like somebody was going to debut here. Whether it was a JC Jane or a Lola Vice, or in this case, Sol Ruca. Sol Ruca made her entrance. She's in the ring. She interrupts Liv and tells Liv that she's been an inspiration for her journey the last decade. She said she is the top woman in this division, so congrats, dude. You deserve this. Liv says she has some nerve coming out here during her celebration with her family, but she appreciates the kind words. Liv says since she was nice to her, she would say this as nicely as she could. You are no Liv Morgan, sweetie. Liv said she'd give her a chance to save herself and get out of here right now. Sol ended up replying, saying she didn't come out here to pick a fight, but she sure isn't going to back down from one either. She mentioned something about the last time that they met was in the Battle Royal. Now, I don't know why she said Battle Royal. I think she forgot that it was the Royal Rumble, not the Battle Royal. Two completely different things. Sol Ruca was in there. Last three women in this year's Women's Royal Rumble. So she mentioned that the last time they met was in the Battle Royal. They begin yelling at each other, and Adam Pearce comes on out and says, this is the biggest Raw of the year after WrestleMania. He asked everybody in Las Vegas if they want to see a fight. Fans yelled, yeah. He called for Jessica Carr. He made the match. And we got a one-on-one match here with Liv Morgan and Sol Ruca. Chad, I have a problem with this. I have a big problem with this. Why was this match more of a WrestleMania match than Liv and Stephanie on Saturday night? It should absolutely, in no way possible, ever be that way, ever. No, but we were told today, because there was a report that went out, WWE kept Liv Morgan and Stephanie Vaquer short because both women were injured coming into Saturday night, and they didn't want either Liv Morgan or Stephanie Vaquer to get more injured. Is that the excuse we're running with? So can someone tell me why Sami Zayn and Trick Williams went 7 minutes? Or how about Becky Lynch and AJ Lee only going 8 minutes? Or the tag team title match, the Fatal 4-Way, only going 9 minutes. How about Finn Balor and Dominic Mysterio barely getting 10 minutes? Fuck out of here. WWE wants you to think that everything that they tell the dirt sheets is the right information. No. No, Stephanie and Liv only got 7 minutes, 6 minutes, whatever it was, because TKO needed another fucking 5-minute advertisement break so that they cut their match short. Ridiculous. This was good stuff here. Sol Ruca is going to be a big deal in this entire division. She's going to be a fan favorite within 3 months, less than that. She's already a fan favorite. Just look at one Soul Snatcher. She's good to go. She's very athletic. She's going to do very well here. Early on, Sol Ruca hits an X Factor. Springboard moonsault to the outside. Her springboard moonsault to the outside looked great because it's not like she's on the top rope or the second rope positioned already, ready to jump off. She does one of them like step off moonsaults off the steel post and then flips over. It's really good. Really good. So, Judgment Day is on the outside. Morgan took advantage of the Judgment Day, distracting, hits a backstabber, takes control. We go into a commercial break. Come back from the break. Liv Morgan is delivering the Three Amigos. If there's ever been a move overused more than anything, it's the Three Amigos. Sol Ruca countered a suplex with one of her own. She followed with a German suplex, missile dropkick, and a big running knee strike for a 2. Sol came off the top rope. Liv caught her with a code breaker. Goes for cover, only gets a 2 count. Morgan then tried to go for her finish, Oblivion. Ruca escaped, and she rolled through right on her feet. Sol followed with a super kick and an out-of-nowhere Soul Snatcher. Crowd popped big for the Soul Snatcher. The only thing is Liv Morgan continued to roll out of the ring and evade a pinfall, which is very smart. It's the reason why she's the World Heavyweight Champion. So Morgan rolls to the outside. Ruca could not make the cover. She did a handspring Fosbury flop over the top rope. And she wiped out Roxanne Perez and Raquel Rodriguez. Referee's checking on Morgan. I don't know what the fuck he was checking on. I guess that he was concerned after the Soul Snatcher. I guess the referee, Jessica Carr here, really thought that Liv's soul was snatched. All of a sudden, Zarya ran out. Yes, NXT's Zarya. No, she's not making her main roster debut either. This is simply to build up tomorrow's match on NXT. It will be Zarya and Sol Ruca. She hits a spine buster while Jessica Carr is down with Liv Morgan. She finally stops attending to Liv Morgan. She turns around. She saw Sol Ruca down, and she didn't really think about what had happened. She didn't see Zarya at all. Ruca avoided a count out here. She gets in the ring. She slips in the ring. As soon as she does, she's on the ropes. Liv Morgan hits Oblivion for the 1, 2, 3. Liv Morgan beats Sol Ruca in her Raw debut. I can't wait to hear people complaining, oh, well, they buried Sol Ruca, JD. She should have won her first match, JD. They protected Sol Ruca, chat. We had an outside interference from Zarya, chat. Maybe you guys fell asleep, but did you see Zarya, the big woman outside, big muscular woman on the outside with the red hair, interfere in this match? Or did you step away from the television screen? WWE opted to give Sol Ruca a spotlight match against the World Heavyweight Champion. Look at it for what it is. She was in the ring on her debut night after WrestleMania against the World Heavyweight Champion. What do you think WWE thinks about Sol Ruca? Or is everybody just too fucking stupid to see what WWE does and how they operate? So they opted to put her in the ring, give her a loss because of Zarya, build up the match for Zarya and Sol Ruca tomorrow, which Sol Ruca is going to lose, so she can officially join the main roster next Monday. Any questions? Any questions for the geeks in the chat? Or on X? After the match, Stephanie Vaquer faced off with Liv Morgan on the ramp. It looks like we may be headed for a rematch with Stephanie Vaquer and Liv Morgan. Liv Morgan's eyes were elsewhere during this face-to-face. Use your imagination. It's not very difficult to see why. The vision. I'm surprised they could still see. We got Paul Heyman. We got Logan Paul. And we got Austin Theory. A video aired on Brock Lesnar's career with early clips of him in developmental. Footage of him in UFC. You know, being that Endeavor owns WWE now, that was easy to obtain. Kurt Angle, Batista, Triple H, The Undertaker. Bunch of people saying a lot of pleasant things about Brock Lesnar and who he was as a fighter and who he was as a performer. Kurt Angle said no one can stop him. And they showed highlights of him leaving his boots and his MMA gloves in the ring last night after losing to Oba Femi at WrestleMania. This was a great promo. This almost felt like a retirement vignette that they would play at the Hall of Fame before one would come out and give their retirement speech. The backing track for this was great. I Stand Alone by Godsmack. It's a great song. And one fitting for Brock Lesnar because, let's be real, and I said this a lot last night, he does stand alone. And he is someone that they would never be able to duplicate. There is only one. They're certainly acting as if Brock Lesnar is walking away. And he did throw up the X to the camera guy and to whoever the production stagehand was. That this is it. It's over. He's not hurt. He wasn't hurt. I don't think Lesnar told anybody. I think the only person he told were the people who were running the show. I don't even think Heyman knew. Heyman's in the ring with his boys. He said his favorite part of WrestleMania has always been expect the unexpected. He said yesterday was so unexpected, it will live inside his heart for the rest of people's lives. He then ranted that the production team still had Lesnar in the now part of the show open and implored them to put him in the forever section of the intro of the show. He says he will forever be the baddest man who has ever been in a WWE ring. And then he yelled, Brock Lesnar. People thank Brock Lesnar where they thank you, Brock. Thank you, Brock. I said this last night. The plan still very well could be Gunther and Lesnar at SummerSlam. I don't know what Lesnar's planning. It certainly looked like, it felt like that Lesnar was done after Sunday night. If he is, good for him. Lesnar's the type of guy that wants to go out on his own and do things his own way. He's done that for most of his career. He comes and he goes when he pleases. He works with who he wants to and doesn't work with who he wants to. He does what he wants. The plan still very well could be Gunther and Lesnar at SummerSlam in Minneapolis. I'm sure WWE would love to monetize Brock Lesnar's retirement match, his final match as a WWE superstar. Monetize the shit out of it, promote the shit out of it, highlight the shit out of it, build SummerSlam around it to sell some extra tickets. I don't know if that's the plan anymore. Again, it could be because Heyman owes Gunther a favor, which could very well be Brock Lesnar. The whole story could be Gunther trying to lure Brock Lesnar out of retirement for one more match. My whole problem is, do we really need that? Is that the best course of action here? I would have rather them just build up something else for Gunther, maybe a Roman Reigns championship match at SummerSlam. What good would it do for anybody if Lesnar comes out of retirement after crying in the middle of the ring on Sunday night at WrestleMania to come out of retirement, take a cheap payday to wrestle Gunther, to lose to Gunther? What does that do for anybody? What does it do for Gunther? What does it do for Lesnar? And what does it do for Oba Femi? The most important thing is, what does it do for Oba Femi? It does nothing. All you do is now risk tarnishing the moment. If Gunther beats Lesnar in his final match, how is that going to come off as big? Oba Femi just did it in 4 minutes. I don't know how anybody else looks at it, but I look at it that way. If Lesnar loses to Gunther, how big of a deal is it going to be? Not much of a deal. No deal. Oba Femi just did it in 4 minutes. And it works the same way the other way. If Brock comes back and beats Gunther in his final match, you waste the career killer gimmick, everything that you did to build him up, how low effort it's been, build him up to lose to Brock, who don't need it. What do you do to Oba then? Oba's the guy at WrestleMania in Brock's right now final match. You're going to bring him out of retirement to win his final match when Oba beat him in his final match? What does that do to Oba? In both ways, it doesn't benefit Oba. So why bother? If you really want to do something, you bring Lesnar to Minneapolis. You bring him to SummerSlam, you give him a microphone, you have him thank everybody in attendance, you honor him there, and then you do Oba and Gunther at SummerSlam. The priority here is Oba. Oba beat Brock. Oba beat Gunther. Oba will go on to beat Roman. The plan is very simple. The plan is very simple. I don't even think if you ask Brock behind closed doors, do you want to lose to Gunther? No. He did his job. He did what everybody wanted him to do. There is not a single person here that wants to see him come out of retirement now and lose to Gunther. Maybe the fucking masters over at TKO because everything's a fucking walking dollar sign to them. But me, no. I'm done. I'm completely over it. It's time to build Oba. Paul Heyman shifted his tone and his conversation here to talk about the now. He said WWE is experiencing a resurgence of the tag team division thanks to Theory and Logan. The answer is no, Paul Heyman. I do not believe you. He handed the mic to Logan Paul, who got vehemently booed in the building. Every time he lifted the microphone to his mouth, the boos got louder. He blamed I Show Speed for their loss at WrestleMania. Logan Paul says he's sick of the YouTubers and the streamers coming into our business and doing what we do. He says he hates those outsiders. Him and Theory are still the tag team champions, though. Heyman acknowledged and thanked Gunther for what he did for him. He says he owes him one anytime he's ready to collect. He then introduced Bron Breakker. He comes on out. He says it was a year ago that he became the leader of the Vision in this very city, in this very building. Legitimately a year ago. He said his favorite part of WrestleMania was ruining Seth's chance to beat Gunther. He says he's coming after Seth every day going forward and he's going to make his life ... That's when Seth Rollins' music played and Rollins attacked Bron Breakker from behind with a steel chair. Very Shield-like. You got Austin Theory on one side. You got Logan Paul on the other side. You got Bron Breakker right in the middle between them. And they're all looking up the aisleway. Seth Rollins comes from behind and blasts Bron Breakker in the back from behind. Bron Breakker ends up coming up busted open. Looked like the chair shot from Seth Rollins connected a little bit too high. And Bron Breakker was bleeding from the back of the head. So it's a 3-on-1 attack here. And I'm wondering who's going to come out and save the day. WWE finally dusted off Montez Ford and Angelo Dawkins of the Street Profits. I guess now with Bianca sitting at home with child, somebody in the house got to get back to work. Montez Ford gets back to work. Good to see them. The fucking division could use them. They attacked Theory and Logan Paul. After celebrating, Montez leapt onto Logan and Theory at ringside with a big dive, landed on his feet. Breakker came up bleeding. He charged at Seth. Seth caught him with a super kick. Looked like it connected a little bit too flush. So Seth punched away at Breakker. Breakker comes back with a spear out of nowhere. Breakker grabs Rollins very maniacally, very rough. So it's ripping at his collar. Says he never needed his sorry ass and he's only going to be a shell of what he used to be from now on. And then he delivered a super Bron Breakker spear after running the ropes back and forth twice. And he lays down Seth Rollins with a big spear. And that was the way the segment came to a close. So by the looks of what we got tonight, it looks like we could be looking at Io versus Asuka at Backlash. It looks like we could be looking at Logan Paul and Austin Theory versus the Street Profits for the tag team titles at Backlash. And we could be looking at Seth Rollins versus Bron Breakker, one-on-one grudge match at Backlash. Solid card so far. You mix it in with Cody Rhodes and Randy Orton potentially for the WWE Championship. It's a solid 4 matches right there. Solid 4 matches. And we're not done with the show yet. We got teases for a couple other matches as well. We got a vignette airing with JD McDonough. He says him and Balor were in particular supposed to be the family. But then Balor began taking cues from CM Punk. He said he had his back for 20 years and defended him. He says he would do what he did again. He says he's not standing in the big fat shadow that Finn Balor has cast. There is a large shadow, especially being that Finn Balor trained JD McDonough. That is quite the shadow there. This leads to their one-on-one match. It's Finn Balor versus JD McDonough here on Monday night. This was also very good. Finn Balor came out as regular Balor. No more long pants. He's now back to wearing his black tights. Straight black tights for Finn Balor. Balor attacked McDonough during the entrance, wiped him out with a big dive. He then attacked him through the crowd, threw him over the barricade, did some brawling in the crowd. They headed back to the ring. The bell finally rings. McDonough took over, hits him with the back elbow. Even after all that brawling in the crowd, a simple back elbow gave him control. McDonough held control through a commercial break. Hits a corkscrew splash. Got Balor right in the face. Balor comes back with a spinning headlock. Sling blade. McDonough avoided a big drop kick. Hits a headbutt for a 2 count. McDonough went for a moonsault. Balor got up. Hits a drop kick. Coup de grace for the 1, 2, 3. And that's all she wrote. 6 minutes. 6 minutes. 3 minutes if you factor in the commercial break. Dominic Mysterio attacked Balor after the match. Balor fought him off, hit a drop kick. Balor went for a coup de grace, but McDonough pulled Dominic to safety. That's basically it. I wish they got a little bit more, but Balor gets the win in about 6 minutes. 3 minutes if you take into account that they went to a 3-minute commercial break. Jackie Redmond. She interviews the career killer, Gunther, backstage. I was wondering where Gunther was on this show. We didn't see him at all up until this point in the show. I said, if we don't see Gunther at all on this show, it is likely he will interrupt Roman Reigns. But he was backstage with Kathy Kelly. He's a lucky guy. He says he was satisfied with WrestleMania. Kathy Kelly asked if he and Heyman were aware Bron Breakker was there tonight and at WrestleMania. Gunther says, there is no me in Heyman. Heyman owes me, and that is it. LA Knight walked in because he heard Gunther talking about the World Heavyweight Championship, and he wants to get back to the World Heavyweight Championship. LA Knight says, I heard you talking about the World Heavyweight Championship, and basically the only guy that should be talking about the World Heavyweight Championship and deserves the World Heavyweight Championship is LA Knight. So Gunther, in the meantime, is going to be put, sorry, LA Knight, poor LA Knight, Gunther is going to be put into a little mini feud here with LA Knight. That could also be a match that takes place at Backlash. Solid 5 matches so far for Backlash. Rhea Ripley. She thanked Io and told her that she has to go be the best champion she can on SmackDown while Io handles business here on Monday Night Raw. Don't stay away too long. She said she hopes they're not apart forever and says she's got it and they'll be friends forever. Liv was laying on a production crate backstage as she sees Rhea Ripley walking by. She said to Rhea, I hope I see you around. And Rhea Ripley looks back at her saying, I'm looking forward to it. An SUV rolls into the building. Roman Reigns got the best schedule in the history of pro wrestling. Shows up when he wants, 20 minutes before the show, and then goodbye. He got out of his SUV. He's got the World Heavyweight Championship over his shoulder. He makes his way through Gorilla. Fans are singing along to Roman Reigns, and they're giving him the UK chant treatment. He makes his way out to the ring. He sees the Usos on his way to Gorilla. He shakes their hand and then invites them out to the ring with him. He makes his way out to the ring. He's still got his OG Tribal Chief theme. He walks on out. They all walk into the ring. Acknowledge me. He says he was going to keep it simple tonight and talk about the title and the future. He says then he saw his cousins and he felt like it made sense to discuss family business first. He turned to the Usos and said, I miss this. He says he misses having their trust and respect and love and admiration. I miss doing business with you guys. He says he wasn't asking them to serve him, but rather be his blood and stand with him. I guess in some weird way, that's Roman apologizing without actually saying, I'm sorry. Jimmy says he speaks for Jay when he tells Roman he will always be their tribal chief. He says, they are the ones. Jimmy raises his one. Jay don't even say anything. He just raises his one along with him. Roman Reigns raises his one. And the bloodline is back. Jacob Fatu's music hits. And again, I said, oh shit. I did not expect that. Fatu gets into the ring. He's wearing this red tracksuit. He gets into the ring. Roman Reigns is looking directly at him and says, it's been a while since I last saw you. There can only be a couple reasons why you're out here. I must assume it's to acknowledge me. Fatu immediately said, nah, that ain't it. Reigns says, then it must be because you want the title. Fatu says he doesn't want that title. He says, I need that title. He says he's not out there to be tribal chief, but he needs everything the tribal chief has. He says he needs the shoe deals, the private jets, that Rolex, more vehicles, a bigger house, more money to put his children through better schools. He says he would do anything for his family, even if he has to go through Roman. He's all gas, no brakes. Reigns is continuing to stare at him as the fans are chanting, Fatu, Fatu. He says he might be able to beat him, but can he handle the burden of being champion, Roman tells Jacob. And then he says, if you can't beat me, can you handle the burden of having to acknowledge me? He says he's at the top of the mountain. It's very rarefied air up here. It's not a lot of room. I'm going to give you the rest of the week to think about it. Because Jacob says, I want you at Backlash. He mentioned at Backlash. I'm at the top of the mountain. I'm going to give you the rest of the week to think about it. Roman says he's not saying yes or no. But he's not sure that Jacob Fatu is ready. I will see you next week on Raw. Little cousin. Roman dropped the microphone and Roman and the Usos walked out of the ring, leaving Jacob Fatu in the ring. The only thing, and I mentioned everything I need to in the beginning of this live stream. You guys want my thoughts on Roman and Jacob and why I thought this was the most important thing on the entire show tonight, go back and listen to that. Another thing that I have a problem with, I think the only thing I have a problem with here is they haven't really discussed or acknowledged the history between Roman and the Usos and the fact that Roman hasn't apologized. Everything that CM Punk said, they seemingly feel like they're disregarding it. Because, you know, the one thing that CM Punk really harped on is that Roman can't do anything by himself. He can't do anything on his own. Yet the Usos are just so willingly throwing the ones up in the air without even thinking about it. It's like they completely disregarded everything we just saw weeks ago in the build for Punk and Roman. That was Punk's major Roman can't do anything on his own. Yeah, Roman's out here needing his family, wanting his family, wants his bloodline back. Using the excuse of, I don't want you to serve me, I just want you to stand behind me. That means the same thing. The only other problem I have besides that is, who do we cheer for? This is another one of those situations where WWE, and I don't know if the plan is to turn Jacob Fatu heel or Roman Reigns heel. I wonder if the change in theme music from Roman's babyface theme to his OG heel theme is like a foreshadowing of something to come. Who do we cheer for? Jacob Fatu was positioned as a babyface on Friday Night SmackDown in a blood feud with Drew McIntyre that resulted in them wrestling in an unsanctioned match. As unsanctioned as WWE could be on ESPN2. He was a babyface. Roman is a babyface. He's cheered. You're putting Jacob Fatu, a babyface, Roman Reigns, a babyface, in a feud together for the WWE World Heavyweight Championship as Roman's first feud out of WrestleMania heading into Backlash. Who am I supposed to cheer for? If you're giving me the story of Jacob Fatu explaining why he wants the World Heavyweight Championship, that's an easy sell on people finding some sort of emotional tie in Jacob Fatu, feeling sympathy for Jacob Fatu, and not Roman. Or is there something else going on that we really aren't privy to right now? Is Fatu going to get his own family together? Are we going to see another bloodline civil war? Is something going to happen with Jey Uso? Jey Uso's the volatile one. He's always been mini Roman. Is something going to happen with Jey Uso where he ends up joining Jacob Fatu? Are we really going to go down that road again of splitting the Usos? I don't want to jump 2, 3, 4 steps ahead because it's fresh for now. Roman versus Jacob Fatu for the World Heavyweight Championship is fresh. This is something that we actually, before Jacob Fatu even got started in WWE, we were all looking at this as a WrestleMania caliber match with Roman and Fatu. And now the direction is going into Backlash. So it's fresh. But WWE needs to really carve out this story and what's going on with the family to where it looks different than what we got 4 straight years. How can they do that? Fatu and Roman's great, but on the surface, it feels like it's basically the bloodline all over again without Solo Sikoa, and in substituting for Solo is Jacob. I don't know. We'll see what happens, but Monday Night Raw set up Backlash. Very good. We got Jacob versus Roman. LA Knight versus Gunther, potentially. Io versus Asuka. Liv versus Stephanie. Street Profits versus The Vision. Seth Rollins versus Bron Breakker. And Cody Rhodes potentially against Randy Orton. 1 or 2 of those matches probably won't make the PLE, and we'll get a typical 5-match PLE with WWE running a multitude of ads on Backlash. But as of right now, they set up a foundation for a very good show. If they want a very good show, a great 7-match show. 6 maximum, I'm thinking. 7 may be out of WWE's league. Triple H may be breaking out in cold sweats if he's got to book 7 matches on pay-per-view. I thought they did a very good job with this Monday night. We got some decent in-ring action. I still wish there was just a little bit more. We got some NXT call-ups. We got a fresh direction going into Backlash. It looks like we got some moves from Friday night to Monday night. We got a tease of Cody and CM Punk. I thought tonight's Monday night was a thumbs-up show. Thank you guys very much for all of your support. We need 17 likes for the goal of 1,300. If you guys want to go hit that thumbs up, I would really, really appreciate it. Can we try for 1,500? Let's try for 1,500. Follow me on social media at JD from NY206, Twitter, Instagram, TikTok, and Cameo. Hit that subscribe button down below. Turn on the bell for all notifications. Leave a comment as well down below. Let me know what you thought of tonight's Monday Night Raw. Go check out all the content. We have been so busy. We were live on Monday last week, Tuesday. I flew out to Vegas on Wednesday, did House of Glory on Thursday, flew back on Friday. WrestleMania Saturday, WrestleMania Sunday, Raw after Mania tonight, 2 count with the coach tomorrow morning, Tuesday night Titans with the Silent Monster tomorrow night, and then Wednesday's Dynamite with Jesse. There's a lot. There's a lot. Who else is putting up the content and who else is putting up the numbers like I am? And doing it at such a high level with the numbers that we're getting, chat. Who? Nobody. Nobody's got the live stream presence like we do, man. We got this on lock. There's a reason why people show up here. Tonight we're sponsored by Blue Chew. Roman Reigns is the World Heavyweight Champion. Showed up in the best shape of his life. Went out there for 33 minutes. And took CM Punk, old man CM Punk, to the limit in one of the best WrestleMania matches of all time. WrestleMania season. That's WrestleMania season right there. No hesitation, no second guessing. You just show up ready. And honestly, that's how things should be outside the ring, too. Because we've all had those moments. Maybe you're ready physically, but mentally, you're not. You're overthinking things, timing, distractions, the pressure. You're not fully locked in. That's where Blue Chew comes in. Blue Chew Gold is built different. It's not just about blood flow. It's designed to help with arousal, too. So your mind and your body are actually on the same page. Because let's be real, getting ready and being ready are 2 completely different things. Blue Chew Gold combines ingredients for performance and mental connection. So you're not out there second guessing like it's your first match back in 6 months. You're confident, you're focused, and you're in control. It's time for less thinking and more doing. So if you guys want to step up your game and bring that main event energy when it counts, Blue Chew Gold is where it's at. So don't let your mind get in the way of a good time. Discover your options at BlueChew.com. We got a special deal for all of our listeners. Right now, you can buy 2 months of Blue Chew Gold and get the 3rd month for free using code JD. That's promo code JD. Buy 2 months of Blue Chew Gold and get the 3rd one free with promo code JD. Visit BlueChew.com for more important details and safety information. And we thank Blue Chew for sponsoring the podcast right here for the Raw after WrestleMania post show right here on Off the Script. Let's get to these super chats. Michael Krause with a $2 super chat. JD OTS, how's everyone today? Let's go. Yeah. Thank you, Michael. Scripps with a 48 months. He's got that elusive Mustang emote. I've been a member for 4 years. Mustang looks good on me. It certainly does, brother. It certainly does. Thank you very much. Michelle Moran with a $5 super chat. What do you make of Mark Shapiro coming out and saying they control everything, including creative? And he thinks having celebrities will elevate WWE. I heard about this. I did not listen to the clip where he was recorded. I did not listen to it. Honestly, it's come from a couple of different places, and I think a lot of people just ran with the headline. But if he did say that they are in control of creative, I am not surprised. Because they showed you exactly when they want to use it and how. Bossmo Jackson with a $4.99. Ethan Page, Raw newest superstar. Didn't expect that. He's going to do great things on the main roster. Personally, I would have put him on SmackDown. OTS for life. Michelle Moran with a $2 super chat. Punk sounded like he's going after Cody on SmackDown. Yes, if Jacob Fatu was over on Raw challenging Roman, I think CM Punk is moving over to Friday Night SmackDown. There's no reason for Punk and Roman on the same show if Roman's going to be full-time. And SmackDown certainly needs the help more than Monday night. It also freshens up things for Punk and gives him a fresh group of people to work with. Plus, I think if Punk is on SmackDown, I think his creative vision also could be a helping hand over on Friday night because they could use all the help that they could get. Lauren with a $2 super chat. Punk Cody Mania 43 means Orton isn't getting 15. Boss Mo Jackson with a $1.99. I can't lie, Rusev, great with the IC title on him. Yes, I agree. Hopefully this is a turning of the corner for Rusev. Also, tonight is the night of NXT call-ups. It's about time. Paul Heyman had me choking up a bit. Brock will be missed. And tonight's Raw had greatly entertained me. We finally get NXT call-ups. A great performance by Sol Ruca, returning profits. Looking forward to next week. That's all we can ask for. Michelle Moran with a $5 super chat. Jacob Fatu, Roman Reigns at Backlash. I hope the Usos join Fatu and not Fatu becoming a lackey to Roman. All these stars on Raw shows TKO doesn't care about SmackDown. SmackDown's going to need to make some moves. I see JC Jane at least showing up on SmackDown. I could see Blake Monroe going to SmackDown. I don't know if WWE is going to literally burn through all their women, but I think we're going to get some women's call-ups on Friday night. Black Wolf Inc. with a $10 super chat. He says, thank you, Brock Lesnar. Thank you, Brock Lesnar. Dingleberry with a $10 super chat. Shiloh is watching with me from the Rainbow Bridge. Love you, buddy. We wouldn't miss JD for anything. You're the king. Dingleberry, I hope you're doing well, brother. Brian Roberts with a new membership. Thank you, Brian Roberts. Michael Krause with a $2 super chat. JD, thank you. Without you, OTS is not here. Yeah. Now, without you guys, OTS is nowhere. Lloyd Witt with a $5 super chat. JD, I order your new t-shirt to support OTS. Lloyd, thank you, brother. I very much appreciate that, Lloyd. Everybody should order a t-shirt. WrestleMess with 16 months. Tonight's show felt like what a weekly Raw should be, but not quite like a Raw after Mania. Great weekend of OTS Mania coverage. Thank you. Yeah, you know what it is? I think the crowds, it's almost like WWE doesn't want to embrace how crazy the crowds are. They used to be so crazy on Monday Night Raw, and Vince hated it. Beach balls everywhere, and people fucking owning the show, and they just dumbed that down. They booked a terrible show just to fuck with the crowds because they hated the crowds taking over the show. Chicago 4MBK with a $5 super chat. With all the new call-ups coming to Raw or SmackDown, who do you think are the most high-profile names that could get the axe in the coming weeks? I don't know exactly, but I could see the War Raiders getting cut. I think there will be WrestleMania cuts. A lot of it's going to be NXT talent. I could see Grayson Waller getting cut. B-Fab, Meechin, names like that. Black Wolf Inc. with a $5 super chat. Is it possible for Jimmy Uso to have some type of singles run where he wins a singles title, or should we just consider the Usos as singles over? I don't want to see the Usos as singles again. Tag team is where they need to be. Ugly in the Morning with a $14 super chat. JR recently said Vince is in the kitchen and he's baking pies. At WrestleMania, we're going to find out what Vince's pies taste like. At 80 years old, how do you think Vince's pie tastes? I don't want anything to do with anything Vince is making in the kitchen. I would rather starve. Bossmo Jackson with a $9.99. I was reading Jacob is moving to Raw. Gunther possibly may move to SmackDown at some point. Tiffany, I read, could move over to Raw. Balor could be moved to SmackDown. JC could be moved to SmackDown. Gable moves to SmackDown. That's a good one. Gable. Get Gable over to SmackDown. I don't know where you read any of this, Bossmo Jackson, but Gable is someone I could see being moved, and I think Punk is moving to SmackDown. Blurred the Nerd with a $5 super chat. For some reason, I think Saudi Arabia wants Rock versus Roman. I think they will pay Rock to do it. They could pay Rock whatever the fuck they want. It's up to The Rock to do it or not. They're not going to force him to say yes or no. Rock's going to do what he wants to do. I don't think Rock wants to do it as long as Triple H is in position. I think The Rock will do it so that he could take the credit for it and $7 Promotions could take the credit for it. They're not going to give Triple H the satisfaction of telling that story with him. NM94 with the $2 super chat. One night in, and we already have story at the top. Well, that's what the Bloodline does. Hollywood Guy with a $5 super chat. JD, what is your opinion on Royce Keys winning the Andre the Giant Memorial Battle Royal? In my opinion, I think it was a bad move. They could have done better. Well, who else would it have been? Carmelo Hayes for a second year in a row. Ilya Dragunov. The winner of the Battle Royal goes nowhere for 12 months. It's like in the contract. You're a loser and go nowhere for 12 months until you crown the next year's winner, and then maybe they'll push you. Illuminati with a $5 super chat. I just realized that Cody telling Punk just say when is a reference to their IG stories when they tagged each other as Wyatt, Earp, and Doc Holliday. I can't wait for them to start their feud, man. The promos are going to be epic. Corporal Poon, 69 with an 8 months. Night 2 saved what would have been a colossal dump of a WrestleMania. Who's excited for 90 pounds soaking wet world champion Darby Allin on Wednesday? Yeah. I'm not. Delboy Jones with a $50 super chat. Got a little mini bomb here by Delwyn. I'm here for this mini feud with Jacob and Roman. I'm intrigued to see where it goes. This is the one-on-one everyone's been anticipating since Jacob debuted. May lead to Rock versus Roman at Saudi Mania. I could be wrong. This could mean Jay is on the Rock side with Solo. Maybe. Something's got to be, there's got to be an X factor somewhere. There's got to be something there that led Jacob all of a sudden to come out and say what he said. It's got to be. Thank you, Delwyn, for the 50. Illuminati with a 2. Man, Cody takes a licking and keeps on ticking. Black Wolf Inc. with a $10 super chat. When MJF was champion, he felt more important than both Cody and Punk as champions. With Roman and Cody as world champions at the same time, I doubt Darby will matter one bit after this week. He already don't matter. And the title doesn't matter. He's already putting the title on the line against someone who shouldn't be challenging for a world championship. Wool with a $7.99. Question for you, JD. With Roman and Cody both champions, do you see them running the trilogy at Crown Jewel? If not, who dethrones who and when? Bro, we're not even through April yet. I do believe Randy is winning number 15, whenever that happens. Gorman 270 with an $11.99 super chat. Watching since 2015, and bro blocks me on Twitter. Well, if I blocked you on Twitter, Gorman, you must have said something fucking stupid. Let me guess. You either said something that I complain too much, or I'm already complaining, or I'm a Triple H bootlicker. One or the other. Which is it? What's your at? I'll unblock you and I'll assess the situation myself. Normally, if you're blocked on Twitter, there's a reason why you're blocked on Twitter. There's nobody that exists in my mentions on Twitter that is blocked for no reason. Don't say some stupid shit and you won't get blocked. I don't want the negativity on my social media feed. Zero. You don't like what I have to say? Keep scrolling. Keep scrolling. Illuminati with a $5 super chat and a $5 super chat and a $5 super chat. Brock should gift Suplex City to Oba as well. Let Oba pair that with his fall from grace. Roman turns full here after Jacob refuses to acknowledge him. Remember what CM Punk said to Cody, JD. Same applies to you. Heavy is the head that wears the crown. Yeah. He's now said that to him 2 different times. Jeff with a $5 super chat. Hey, JD, I acknowledge the real tribal chief, JD from New York, with his nonstop coverage, dedication for us fans. Bought one of your coffee mugs tonight. Yeah. Jeff. It's fucking awesome. Thank you, brother. Don Stoney with a $10 super chat. Roman won in honor of Kevin Castle. May he rest in peace. He was down with Roman since day one-ish. He defended him through the good and the bad. We miss you, Kev. We absolutely miss Kev. Every day. Every day. He would have loved that match with Roman and Punk last night. Loved it. WrestleMess with a $199. Americano versus Americano will be match of the year contender. I haven't watched a lot of AAA. When that match is announced. When is that match announced, chat? When that match is happening, I'm watching it. For sure. It's going to be great. Don Stoney with a $5 super chat. I like supporting the shows with a few super chats, but I'm not sure I'm ready to wear the t-shirts. Appreciate this shit, Stoney. Listen, brother, they are there if anybody wants them. Nobody's forcing you to wear a t-shirt or buy a mug or buy a hat or a hoodie. The fact that everybody's here and the attendance is always great here in the venue, that's all that matters. May 30th, I got to watch it. Mask versus Mask, I got to tune in. And then we got Juan Castle, 05, $4.99. Good Raw after Mania. However, why not a face-off between Punk and Reigns from the fallout last night? Because it's over. They acknowledged that Roman won, he was the better man, and Punk lost. And it wasn't his night. He wasn't the better man. It's as simple as that. Guys, thank you very much for all your support. Appreciate everybody that's made this weekend tremendous. Saturday night just did over 100,000 views. Sunday night stream, if you missed it, is up. It's nearing 80,000 views. And tonight we did almost 4,000 live on a Monday night. Who is putting up the numbers live like we are? You know where we need to be. You know where we need to be. Tweet them. and don't stop until they actually pay attention. Triple M with a $5 super chat. Last night, all the bombs you got made me think of Doc's song, Give 'Em the Love. Gotta love Doc. Yes, give him the love. Thank you, Triple M. I appreciate you, bro. Follow me on social media at JD from NY206. Twitter, Instagram, TikTok, and Cameo. Hit that subscribe button down below. Turn on the bell for notifications. Go and check out all the great content this weekend. WrestleMania coverage, top notch this past weekend. I'll be live with the coach tomorrow morning, 11:30. Behind the Turnbuckle YouTube channel. 2 count, and then tomorrow night with the Solid Monster on Tuesday Night Titans, man. We got a lot to talk about. Hit that thumbs up, hit that subscribe button, and leave a comment down below. Let me know what you know. Let me know what you thought of tonight's Monday Night Raw. Until tomorrow, guys, busy Tuesday. Have a good night. I'll see you right back here for TNT with the Solid Monster right here on OTS. I'll see you guys later.